What's up everybody, my name is Ron Empire and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to provide a detailed guide on how to obtain the legendary sword, the Rune Song. The Rune Song is currently the best damage per second melee weapon in the game. This sword has no durability, which is great because you don't have to worry about repairing it. This also means you can't reinforce the sword to boost the stats. This sword has a nice life on hit ability which lets you gain health as you attack your enemies. And it comes with a nice health boost. What makes this sword amazing is the special ability, plus 15% chance on hit to kill any target that has lower health than you. If you manage to increase your health high enough, it's possible to one-shot your enemies, including bosses such as Glurch. Eating the amber larva and giant mushroom cooked or raw can permanently increase your health. Check out my amber larva video guide for more information. Keep in mind that they recently nerfed the Amber Larva so that stacking health with the new Amber Larva won't be enough. Now, the old Amber Larva can still be consumed and traded from other players who have them. Mainly, the sword can help finish off any enemies as you bring down their health to be lower than yours. Okay, so how do you obtain this legendary sword, you ask? First, you need to be able to buy the recipe from the Caveling merchant. To get this merchant to join your base, you need to kill Glorm the Devourer for the mysterious idol. Once you get this idol, you need to set up a bedroom and place the idol in the room for him to appear. Now here I've got the idol on my action bar, and it says a crystalline core statue may attract someone looking for the mysterious idols if placed in a habitable room. So once you have this idol, you're going to want to create a room for the merchant to stay in, and then you need to have it placed in the room. And check out my How to Recruit the Trader guide for more information on how to set up the merchant bedroom. The short version is you need a small room with a space of 2x2 minimum and no more than an 8x8 max, with a bed and a mysterious idol placed in it. Just make sure you don't sleep in the bed. To get the merchant to appear in the room, you need to walk about 30 tiles away from the room and come back. Sometimes you have to save and reload the world. Once the merchant appears, the item that you need to buy is called the Rune Parchment. And here you can see that the Rune Parchment is available, and it costs 2,000 coins to purchase. And here I've got 2,000 in my inventory. And then that way the recipe will light up. So if you don't have the coins, it will actually gray out. He will only sell you this item after you power up the core. To do this, you need to kill the three main core bosses, Glurch, Hive Mother, and Glorm. So Glurch will drop this Glurch Eye. The Hive Mother will drop the heart of the Hive Mother, and Glorm will drop the Glorm's horn. And these idols here, you have to socket that into each of the three statues around the core. And then once that powers up, this now will become available to you for purchase. So if you don't see this available for purchase, then that means that you haven't powered up the core here. And here I've actually got my core powered up with these things socketed in them. Alright, so let's take a look at the Rune Parchment recipe. It reads an unusually well-preserved piece of ancient paper. The runes are impossible to decipher, but small symbols hint at it being the recipe for a strange weapon. The recipe has a list of items that you need to obtain to craft the sword. The iron bar and the ancient gemstones should be easy to get. In fact, you can buy the gemstones from the merchant even. The other three items require a bit of work to obtain. The unique items here show the broken handle, the chipped blade, and the clear gemstone. In this video, I'm actually going to detail how to obtain each of these three unique items with a full walkthrough of their locations and how to find them. So now in my video description, I will have chapter jumps for each of these items. Feel free to skip to the information you're looking for. Let's start with the chipped blade. This unique crafting component can be found from a mysterious structure in the Azeos Wilderness. Here, I'm standing outside of the structure to show you what it looks like. This is what the structure looks like when viewed on the map. So I've got this right here to show you. The dark gray here indicates that the walls are indestructible. And so if you want to punch this, let's try to punch this to see. You see, it actually is indestructible. Now the front side, you'll see that it's locked. This is the front side of the structure, and it's got this little strange core design in front of it. To open this door, you need to have a glow tulip in hand and walk up to it. So let's go ahead and highlight this glow tulip here, and I'll show you. Now once you have this glow tulip in hand, you just simply walk up to it like this. You see how like it glows? You see how that's all lit up as you walk around it? So if we step up closer, like this, it opens up. So that's kind of cool. As I said, the chipped blade can be found right here inside on a pedestal. So that is the location of where the chipped blade can be found. Now this unique structure does not have a radial distance from the core. But the good news is that the structure can spawn 3 times in the Azeos Wilderness, which means it's possible to obtain 3 chipped blades in a single world. Alright, I actually found 3 of these in my first world. The best method to locate this structure is using my Amber Larva search method, which is searching up and down in a vertical pathing that is 28 to 30 tiles apart. For more information on this, check out my Amber Larva video guide, and I have a link to that in my video description below. So let me show you what I mean with this brand new world. So I actually created a brand new world. From the core here, I just went straight down this way to look for the Azeos Wilderness, and I actually started this direction, going to the right. And one of the ways I was able to figure out where the Azeos Wilderness was I just did a scanner for Azeos the Sky Titan. And once I figured where Azeos was, and then where Ivy the Poisonous Mass was, I now know that this whole range here is my Azeos Wilderness. So all I did was went straight down here, and my search pattern, like I said, was I just did a vertical search. I went straight down here, roughly, I guess, no further than, I guess, Ivy from the core. Alright, so if you look at the radial distance from Ivy here to the core, that's pretty much the farthest extent that I went. And so I went all the way down here, and I just zigzagged up and down like this using a vertical pathing with a 28 tiles apart. And my method for doing this I described in my Amber Larva search video guide. But the general idea was I used the mini-map as a guide to go up and down, where my path, the last search path, is either on the far left edge touching the border of the mini-map, or the far right edge touching the border of this mini-map. Because the distance from here, the center, to the edges is 30 tiles to the left and then 28 tiles to the right. And your visibility on the screen is only 15 tiles. So that's why if you do 15 tiles over here and then you actually start searching from here, you actually see 15 tiles to the left. So you'll always get to see 15 tiles right and 15 tiles left, which adds up to be roughly 30 tiles apart. And so let me show you the grid line. For example, here, this is my grid line. So you can see I'm standing in the middle, and if you count the middle as one tile going all the way to the left, it's actually 14 plus the middle, which is 15 tiles. And so that's how I was able to do my search pattern. Alright, so let me take this guide away here. Alright, so let's take a look at the second unique item that's needed, and it's called the Clear Gemstone. A piece of an ancient weapon. Even though it's the same material, like ancient gemstones, this one feels unnaturally clear and infused with a strange energy. Now, this clear gemstone is found from within the medium maze. At the very center of this maze, there will be a chest that you open that will give you a 100% chance of the clear gemstone. And let me show you what the maze looks like after it's fully explored from the world map view. And you have to solve this maze to get to the center, to get to that chest with the clear gemstone in it. And here I'm standing right outside of the medium maze for this particular world that I created. And I'll show you what it looks like on the map here. As you can see, it's inside the Forgotten Runes. and this is where my core is. Now this maze does not have any radial distance from the core, so you actually have to explore the Forgotten Ruins to find this maze. For me, I found all my mazes inside the Forgotten Ruins biome while I was searching for the Emerald Larva that was over here. And this was one of the worlds that I had created for finding the Emerald Larva. And as I was going up and down the Forgotten Ruins area, I managed to discover Malagaz's arena. I found like a small maze here, a small maze here. I found the large maze over here, and then I found the medium maze, and this is where I'm currently standing right now. And I've actually walked around this to show you the outline of the maze. Right, so this is what the maze looks like from the outside, and you can tell it's indestructible. That's one of the properties of the maze. You can't break through this, so you can't cheat to get inside the center of the maze. You actually have to solve the maze. Now, one of the things that you'll know is that the medium maze has a root structure around the chest that's in the middle, and you can kind of see that on the far left-hand side here of the screen. And as I go around, you'll see it. All right, and from this side, you can kind of also see the roots there, right? And so what I'll do is I'll solve this maze, and then I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so here I've managed to complete the maze, and like I said, it's got this roots around it, so that's how you know that it's the middle. And then once you open this, and that's the clear gemstone. Now, it's been reported that the medium maze can also appear in the Azeos Wilderness if it's not found in the Forgotten Ruins. Alright, so the third item that you're going to need is called the Broken Handle. And this in itself is a melee weapon. Alright, so if you happen to come across this weapon first before the other components, you could actually just use this as your melee weapon until you finish crafting the legendary sword. This broken handle comes from various different sources. This, I actually got mine from smashing the large ancient objects that's found in the Forgotten Rune. And right now, I'm standing near a couple of these large ancient objects. So these objects are destructible, and they spawn only in the Forgotten Runes biomes. A couple of them may spawn inside some points of interest that could spawn outside the Rune biomes, but generally if you find these in the Runes biomes, you can actually just destroy it like this, and they have a chance to coming out of the large objects that you break. The Broken Handle also has a chance to drop from the Hive Mother boss and Azeos the Sky Titan in various chests scattered in the Clay Caves, Forgotten Ruins, and Azeos Wilderness. Now, the chest inside the large maze has a 100% chance of containing the Broken Handle. So let's go ahead and check out the large maze. Here, I'm standing outside of the large maze that I found inside the Forgotten Ruins area. And it so happens that this maze was right next to my medium maze. If you don't find the large maze inside your Forgotten Ruins, then it's most likely inside the Azeos Wilderness. Similar to what I mentioned before about the medium maze, if you don't get it inside the Forgotten Ruins, then it's most likely inside the Azeos Wilderness. Now, there is a small chance that the medium maze does not spawn in your world at all. So if that's the case, you should just create a brand new world and look for the large maze inside the Forgotten Ruins. Now, that's only if you can't get the Broken Handle from any of the other sources that I mentioned earlier. But it is guaranteed as a 100% drop inside the large maze. So let me show you what it looks like solved. And that's the map view of the maze. So if you want to look at how to solve this maze, this is a little spoiler for you. You can just look at this. So let me solve this maze and get to the center to show you. Okay, so I finally made it to the center of the large maze. And if you take a look at the map, you'll see here, I'm at the center. Once you get to the center, there'll be 3 different chambers that you can access. And one of the chambers will look like this, where there is a Titan chest. inside the room, and then when you open it, you'll see that there is a broken handle in the chest, and this is a 100% drop chance. Now, sometimes the chest will be broken because some of the mobs will smash the chest, and so it might just be floating in debris on the floor here. So just don't forget to check the room for the debris if you don't find the chest. Once you've acquired all the components needed, you're ready to craft the sword. To do this, you need to put the recipe anywhere on your action bar, and then the other components anywhere in your inventory. It does not have to be on your action bar. And then simply click the recipe itself, like this. Then you need to right-click off the action bar. Alright, so this is a possible bug in the game where if you try to right-click on the recipe, it doesn't actually do the crafting for some reason. But if you right-click off the action bar like this, you'll actually start the crafting process. Alright, and this is how you craft the legendary sword. And as you can see, I've gained the Rune Song. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that a lot. Alright guys, good luck on your search, and thank you so much for watching.